For our final demonstration, we're going to come back to this Comet FMU project and right click on the project name and select history. This is going to bring up our progressive timeline of events. You can see all the different commits of the project here. The automatically calculated differences are shown underneath the comment for the commit. You see here addition, removal, modification of all of these different design objects. For example, we see components here. I can search through them. Let's say I want to know when a component has been changed in my design. Here I put C2, and we could see all of the components that have C2 within their reference designator. This will also work for file names, net information, anything that is being covered in the automatic differences can be searched here. As you can see, also the comments are being searched through. If I go to any individual event and click on these options, I can open up a snapshot of the entire design, or I could revert to that snapshot. So the entire project will change back to this snapshot. We have the release here, all of the associated files with this. You can open the snapshot, compare Gerber files between revisions. I mentioned earlier that the comparison functionality is under development and will continue to grow. So currently you can compare Gerbers, and in the future you'll be able to compare more design information. In the web UI, you also have an ability to clone projects and download the project files themselves. This is going to allow managers, manufacturing, people who don't actually use Altium Designer to interact with the files in, a native environment on the web UI, and they can access it from anywhere at any time. Coming back to the projects panel, we have a couple new icons to introduce. Right here, we see for this file, power schematic, it says open, and Vincent Mazer is editing. As I open the file, I can see Vince here in the corner. I can see that he's editing the design. If I ignore that and I try and make a change, I am warned once again. I can abort the changes, or I could ignore the lock and continue with my changes. So in this case, I'm just going to abort changes, and I'll be able to see the schematic again. If, let's say, I ignored the lock and I continued to make changes, when I save, the VCS system would notify Vince and any other users that change has been made by me. There are another couple icons to show for this. Of course, it's a little bit difficult because you need multiple users to be interacting with everything. But I would say this is the most critical one to understand. The last thing we're going to look at is the comments panel. So we have the comments panel here. This has been updated pretty significantly. If you've used comments in the past, this comment panel now includes an addition to place a component directly on the schematic from the comments panel itself. So if I click place a comment, you can see here I can select any design object, and if I click and drag, it will add a comment for the area itself. We see here we have one comment here associated directly to this design object. Let's say that some change occurs with this object. Whenever you make a comment, a snapshot of the original design is included to ensure that your communication is in the context of the design, right? In case any changes have been made, you are guaranteed to have the original snapshot. So we see here, I tagged Chris, and he got back over to me. Over here, we have filtering options. Let's start with the visibility. So you can hide the visibility of these objects here. You see right here, the visibility changes. Let's say you have a lot of comments on your design. You can just quickly toggle that so that you don't have an issue. The filter options, I can remove all resolved comments. If I undo it, you could see a resolved comment here. I had assigned this comment to Arthur, and he resolved it for me. This is going to give us traceability of changes and actions and just overall feedback on a design. You could also filter by current documents. You can filter from, so I could say, who did, I need to see all the comments from Chris, and I can just select that right there and get that information.